Good morning, everyone. My name is Keith Hill. I'm the president of Amalgamated Transit Union Local 241. We are gathered here today to force the state to charge people with felonies instead of misdemeanors. I have a sister who was attacked while performing her job while doing an 8 hosting. She was attacked by 2 young ladies, and they're being charged with misdemeanors. The law says when you assault the bus driver, it's a felony. We're here today to put pressure on the powers that be to make sure that everyone that assaults the driver get charged with a felony. We proudly move this city. We take pride in what we do. When you assault the driver, you don't inconvenience just that driver. You inconvenience the passengers in their daily trip, getting from point A to point B. We want to continue to do that safely. We just want to see more presence of the police. We want the Chicago Transit Authority to step up and provide us with better shields so we can do our job and move this city that we love proudly. Melissa Barker is here. She can tell her story and we will answer any questions after that.
A typical day is just basically driving and coming home. You just want to do your job and you want to be able to do it safely and be able to make sure the passengers have what they need so you can have what you need so you can go home. It's a job. This particular day, these girls were rowdy. They were uncontrollable. And I knew it was something wrong. But you know, it was just so much going on because the red line shut down. And then I get to the end where they're about to get off. I'm about 10 blocks away from going home, going to my family, being able to go home, go to sleep, you know, eat something. And one girl comes to the front of the bus and she acts like she wants to fight me. I ask her to leave, she doesn't. She pours tequila on me. She throws a bottle behind the shield. Her friend comes up, pours liquor in my face, and she hit me with a milk crate, repeatedly. I didn't think that that's what it would be. It wasn't an argument about fare. It wasn't an argument about getting off the bus, anything. It was just random. And they shouldn't have been able to get to me so easily while I'm performing my job. This is my duty. This is what I'm supposed to do. So I really just want the CTA, I want the city, I want this to be a message that let us do our jobs. We shouldn't have to be subject to being attacked for doing the thing that we're trying to do to protect our family, to provide for our family. I just want justice for not just me, but for all of my union brothers and sisters who are just trying to move this city.
I would like to acknowledge one person who's here, standing next to me. This is my brother in the fight, a union's president of Local 308, Ken Franklin. We are both endangered with this activity on a daily basis. Now we can take questions.
The CTA says that it pushes for felony charges every time. That it doesn't always get them, but they always push for felony charges. Are you seeing that? Are you comforted by that, or you just want laws to be changed so that it's always going to be a felony?
The law already states that anytime you assault a driver, it's a felony. We just want them to enforce the laws that's already on the books.
Have you talked to the state's attorney about this? Do you have a sense of what their position is?
I've talked to a couple state's attorneys, yes, and I think we're hoping today that they do the right thing and we come out of here with felony charges and not misdemeanors.
What do drivers come to you with other kinds of stories about incidents that may not require police but get a little scary or whatever?
We're assaulted every day. We're assaulted. We're put in a compromising position when we're asking to request a fare. Just asking for the $2.50 put us in a compromising position. And you also got to remember, all assaults are not physical. We are verbally assaulted at least 10 times a day on every route.
Do you have a sense of how often this sort of escalates into a violent situation, say in a year in Chicago? I understand it can be hard to get those numbers, but do you have a sense?
Well, since we took office, we've been keeping records for the last 12 months. It's 12 to 15 a month.
You think if the law is enforced, if the people who did this get felonies, that'll deter other people from doing this, or that at least, it's just more justice?
I think the whole goal is to deter people from doing this. So we're hoping if they know that it's a felony, it would deter them from doing this.
What the city has not stepped up and done is handle the crime that has spilled onto the transit service. Crime is rampant on the buses. Crime is rampant on the trains. We're experiencing shootings. We're experiencing drug sales. We're experiencing attempted rapes along with the assaults. Again, the crime in Chicago has spilled onto the transit system, and the city, along with CTA, has to step up to protect the people that ride the services, along with the workers who have families who simply come to work to perform a duty.
Can you just talk a little bit about the details of today and the girls who are on their hearing today?
Can you say that again?
Could you just talk a little bit about, so the girls, they have a hearing today?
Yes, the two young ladies, they are here today. They're faced with misdemeanors. Like we've been saying, and President Franklin just said, crime is rapid on the bus. We're asking and we're going to push for felony charges, that the misdemeanor charges be dropped and they be charged properly with felonies.
I think you talked about better safety barriers. Can you talk about the existing safety barriers, where they've been useful and where not, and how they could be improved?
The existing safety barriers, it depends on which type of bus you're driving. We have one with a thin plastic shield. We have a bus with a door. Wherever a bus has them, it's always a deterrent. So they're good, but they could be better. We're pushing to have a new shield put in place that encloses the driver totally enclosed, with the window that goes up and down, so when the driver sees that it's a situation, they can push a button and the window go up at 1.87 to remove themselves from that situation. We're not trying to ostracize ourselves from the public, we're just trying to protect ourselves.
And the CTA is also talking about a pilot program that's going to have possibly a screen that shows what's on the cameras live in the buses. They're going to try that out. Do you think that's going to have some kind of an effect?
No, I don't think that that's going to have no type of effect because of the way CTA is talking about position. They're talking about we've been talking about this for almost a year. They're talking about putting it over the driver. The driver don't need no more deterrence in their area. Plus, no one pays attention to the driver's area. If they could put it where the passengers can visibly see themselves, it might be a deterrent. But right now, the place where they're talking about putting it, I don't see it being a factor to stop anything.
Other than the protective shield, is there anything else you would like to see put in place to protect drivers?
More police presence, where it's needed. Not downtown. Let's ride through Inglewood, Lawndale, Roseland. Let's ride where it's needed.
Can you talk about this piece of legislation, where things stand, the bus operator pedestrian protection?
I'm sorry for not mentioning that. I'm asking all Illinois congressmen, whether it's the senator and congressman, to support House Resolution 6016. It's a resolution that protects the driver, that puts mechanism in place to protect the driver as well as the riding public.
You talked about in your release. You talked about wondering where the CTA's budget for safety was going. Do you have a sense of what they're spending on instead of addressing the priorities you're talking about here?
It's estimated somewhere between $40 and $62 million, and it goes to the transit detail. A transit detail that we barely see in troublesome areas. Sorry, y'all, we will be back. But 9 o'clock is a court call. We have to go to court. I'm sorry. We will be back after court to give an update, so please stick around.